Today's goal, we are finally getting rid of the rear garnish. I'm going to mock or mimic the side skirts that I built. I'm going to do that across the rear. I know that's going to divide a lot of people's opinions, but that's happening. We're going to go with a mid spoiler, and then I'm going to create an even larger spoiler than like the Type R wing that we're all used to. I also want to do a visor, and I'm debating like the drip guard rain gutters down the windows. We'll see what this video brings. Not sure if you guys are seeing the vision yet, but I have it folded under like I had said. I'm going to connect the ends of the fairings with a bar with a continued arch, and then I'm going to run one across the car and brace it to the floorboards and stuff and do that crisscross lattice. Might take me a little bit, but you know, I think that's looking better. Here's like a top view. So, I mean, if you can envision that coming out just a smidge and coming back in, it'll keep the shape. It will get rid of that bulkiness. So last night I went ahead and jumped ahead and I bent up the bars that are going to go in those areas, obviously corresponding to the other side. You guys probably don't want to see me bend every single pipe. It's the same process. Stick it in there, bend it to the degrees that I would like, cut it, start the next one. So yes, they're all matching. That's what I'm left with. I have two more kickers I would like to run off of this upwards to the frame further forward. So I'm gonna go ahead and notch all of these, and we'll come back when I start welding. And again, you guys don't wanna watch me weld every seam the same. So this is gonna be a pretty quick process. Next 30 seconds it should be. All right guys, we're back at it. Sorry if this video seems chippy choppy. I have been helping JJ bleed brakes on this, clutch on this, and then I help him do a little sidewinder exhaust dump out the other side of the bumper. We've also been filming some shorts outside, and I've been working on this for like 3 days. Everything's cut. It's tack welded on the back side of the bar. This is my bumper cover, my actual crash bar fits under that. It's very snug, so that's the reason that's staying. So if I get rid of that, we have to get rid of that and change things. But yes, I'm ready for a final weld on all these bars, so I'm going to go ahead and pull that bumper cover and then go ahead and take care of all of this. I think this looks good. Back up a little bit so we got a better visual, but this is what I went with. All right, I think this is the finished product. I know it's not going to be everyone's flavor. I mean, there's always a chance that if I want to, I can remove this and do a custom like bash bar. But currently, it supports my weight. And I mean, what more could I ask for? Holding 200 pounds is probably a plus. So now I got to decide what I want to do. I think I'm going to get a hold of a coupe trunk lid so that this can come back and do like a little stair step, just like the EK36 out here. Yo, what the heck? My hand got too close to the sensors. Just like the trunk lid on this, and then I'm going to mount that spoiler on it. So I have this 8th gen or 9th gen spoiler. Just going to go ahead and try and build a trunk lid piece, mold it back into this, slap that on there. But I don't have a trunk lid, so that's not happening right now. I could fix this. It needs to go in like an inch. So I need to cut a piece of pie out of that, push that in. So that could be done. And then, visor, which I have a Dodge hood back here. Some pretty good sheet metal. I'm going to try and create that out of that. I could probably do that right now. All right, we definitely need to talk about this because you guys probably won't see the vision unless I do. So I see the body line on this Dodge hood, but it tapers away. I'm like, all right, well, if we look at where it's at right now, it kind of lines up with, you know, like where my A-pillar and mirror is on both sides. You know, kind of perfect, right? But everything tapers back. So my thoughts are, I'll go ahead and dice this in half. I'll cut it so it's like, you know, maybe 16, 18 inches long. I'm gonna cut a piece of pie out of the middle and fold it. So this is kind of like a point. It will taper back to my mirror. I can leave this out where it's at, taper back to my mirror, which maybe from the side, you know, it doesn't look that cool. But if I get that taper from the center, it will kind of line up with this arch here. Obviously, it's not fully rounded, You know, we kind of have a straightaway. Obviously there's a dent here, but kind of match this angle, and then these body lines can taper back to the roof line of the car. And then I'm not exactly sure. Obviously this would probably fit my windshield better, but I was thinking of cutting and essentially welding that to this. I'll line up these body lines and I'll just cut out the center. So if I got to take like a foot out of the center, we'll just line these back up here. So it can curve all the way across, and then we're gonna go ahead and dock the ends off, and we'll keep this body line though. I think I'm gonna trim out a piece of plate that comes down to this and comes back up. I'll just weld it all in. One big thing. I mean, it doesn't need to be, you know what I mean? Trying to come up with the envision of what I want to do here. I could do one stealthy rod, and then I could retrim the end cap with something like this and just make that like the end line. But I don't like that idea. I kind of want to bring it down. Well, if I like match it, again, we're kicking this in, so like that'd be kind of like this angle here. So I can just have a straight up and down piece welded in. That's my envision. There's going to be a lot of dicing and cutting and making that work, but I think the overhang, in my opinion, I think that's where it's staying. Here's a better visual from the back. All right, here's the envision. Overview. Front view. I don't know if you can really get a side view. I'll come over here. You see it through that ladder JJ putting the goddamn away?
Bro's gonna throw me on. He used it to climb up for you in the car.
Yeah, it looks stupid from the side. All right, well, I'm gonna finish welding that up, cut some stuff, and weld it in place. All right, well, for the meantime, I think that that is going to be a wrap on the video. This isn't permanently mounted. I definitely want to create more clearance under here so that the wind isn't making it like clap on the roof. So I want about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch. I think after the body line here, I'm gonna go ahead and fold this under entirely, and maybe I'll put a piece of this hood prop or something in there to keep strength under it. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and take care of that. And then, although these have grown on me more than having a solid panel in there, I don't think that's enough. I like the idea of rat rod. Maybe I'll put chain links or something. But yeah, for the most part, everything that has happened, I'm happy with. Definitely made some progress. Side skirts look bomb. I like the way this turned out. I guess you guys can weigh your opinions on the rear bumper. Maybe we'll go tubular altogether and get rid of the under bumper and this garnish. I like it for now. I think it fits, kind of ties together. On another note, to keep funds obviously moving, we have merch link in bio. We have overpriced spindles. If you can't afford these, or these are out of your price range, don't buy them. You can send me your spindles and I will cut them down and send them back for a fraction of the price. Also have some more affordable ones here. These are for 8 wides plus 20 offset. We'll be back next week with another video on this. Eventually we'll be back with a video on all-wheel drive swapping in Integra.